Norm, what's up? Cole Heat, what up with it? William, what up with it? Alwood, Ice Mike, what up with it? Ice, Night Rock, Kidwell, Alpha Me, Els, what up with it? Els, Minnie, what's up with it? Minnie Garden, what's good? Oh shit, what's good? Lucrative, what up with it? Slide, what's up with it? Slide, gang? Is there a way to purchase your drum kits? Yes, sir, Sleepy. Go to easki.com, e-a-ski.com. Go up there, hit the menu button, go to the drum kits, bro. DC on, what up? Boxing on the edge, what's happening? Scurry Street, what up with it, bro? Crook, what up with it, Crook? Randall, what up with it? Chris Thomas, what up? Josh Lewis, what up? Good morning, y'all. I've been super busy, work 58 hours. We still just left it. And that's what's up with it, Josh. That's what I'm talking about. Commitment, brother. Commitment. Rodriguez, what's good, sir? Yes, sir, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Blessings on this Sunday, man. That's what's up. Michigan, what up with it? What up? What up? What's good with all my people, man? I'm not going to be on here that long, man. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all a little bit. You know what I mean? Say what's up, man. Big shout out to my brother, Cole Heat, man. He came across my record. They know, man. Was real excited about it, and that's what it's about, man. You know, you just hope that people get a chance to hear your music, and the people gonna speak. You know, after a while, you know, and this is what I talk about, man. We can't be scared to put out our music. You know, we don't have the distribution, we don't have the record companies like we used to. I put a lot of music on my website just so y'all can go to it. You know, I've taken a different approach to say, you know what, I don't want to just have it on iTunes. I don't want to have it on streaming sites and all that. I want to have it on my website, you know, and those who rock with me, I'm gonna promote it myself, and y'all go to the website and go check it out. You know, if y'all want some good music, go there, man. You'll be shocked. You might get some great music that might inspire you. So, and I think we all should do that. And even if you do choose to still use iTunes or streaming platforms or whatever, at least have something that people can go directly to your site and directly get it. You know, you definitely want to always have something direct to purchase, because it's your product. And you might have friends that you can say, hey, man, I want you to come directly to my website. And then you start building your traffic on your website, and then you start building your brand. So, you know, that's all I'm doing, y'all, is just bringing y'all to the website. Even anybody that's on here right now, if you haven't subscribed to easki.com, go subscribe too. You know, go be a subscriber to the other page, because we send off email blasts and stuff. So when I'm doing stuff that maybe not everybody get a chance to see, you'll get the email blast, you know. So I really strongly suggest us as independent artists that's trying to build a brand, don't disregard yourself. You know, don't just come to YouTube and say I'm on YouTube and that's it for me. You know, YouTube is cool. It's a tool. You know, all of these other platforms are tools, but don't disregard your own tool, which is your own website. You know, I strongly suggest, man, trying to get with somebody like a Vic that maybe can help you out with a website, or somebody that you might know that can help you get your website up. But bring people to your website, man. You know, bring people there, man. Build your own stuff. Let people know that you're serious about your craft, man. We have to understand, right now we're back to the early days of the culture where you have to build your fans one by one. You know, the days of just selling millions and, you know, 10 million and all of that, those days are gone, because of the way they've changed the infrastructure of the business. You know, these companies are now pimping and, you know, and whoring us out, which they've always been, but they gave us more money to do it, you know. And I'll say that again. Record companies have always hold us out, but it's a point in time when they gave us some cool little money to do it. Now they just basically say, we ain't got to give you nothing. You know what I'm saying? You'll do it for us. You'll hold for us. So I think y'all need to be reminded, and those who don't follow the culture and don't follow the codes of what's been going on for years and years and years to where we are now, this is why this information will hit so hard, because you're trying to figure out what you do. You know, you're going all streaming platforms, all this, all of that. And that's just a game. That's just a game for you to do nothing, especially if you don't have money to back it. So why not start your own website? Why not tell people about your own stuff to bring them to the traffic right to your own site? If you Crooked, you know, I see my brother Crooked on there, then have crooked.com, man. Hey, I got some new stuff. I got some new music. I got some instrumentals. Come check me out. You know, you might get placements. You don't know, but, you know, you need to bring people to your own to your own site, man. So for that, I say, shout out to Cole Heat, man, for going on there, man. He said he was working on some mixes. He wanted to get some reference stuff, and you went there and heard some songs he liked. And I think you'd be shocked, man. You go to a lot of people. Sometimes when you go to other people's pages that's not in the mainstream, you find some of the best music. You know, all the best music ain't on iTunes. It ain't on Spotify. You know, some of the best music is on people's pages. You know, so go check me out, man. If y'all haven't, go to easki.com, go check out, go buy some of them records, and go listen to some of the messages. You know, some of the stuff I'm saying is pretty deep. I got a song, I think, on there called Puppet Show, Legendary, They Know. You know, I got some songs on there, Double Back, for those who like to double back, you know, and just listen to the bars, man. Just listen to the music in the bars and see if it resonates with you. See if it makes you say, damn, this is the music that I want to hear. This is the music that makes me think, because a lot of music that we're hearing now don't make you think, you know, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you know. I just bought Double Back joint yesterday, banging in the car, super fire. Thank you, Obscure Street. And that's what I want to hear, man. And, you know, and people don't underestimate somebody like Obscure Street or somebody like Cold Heat. Y'all are the people, man. Believe it or not, y'all can spread stuff like wildfire. You know, I'm a firm believer of organic. That's where I come from. You know, I came from just being on the streets, selling stuff to one by one. And that's how I got big. So we always want to be so big, so quick. But sometimes you got to go back to the basics. It takes people like Obscure Street to go buy it. It takes somebody like Crooked to go to my website, buy my song, Cold Heat. And people like, and then Cold Heat, then you might be playing somebody like, man, what's that? How did I get that? And then you pass it on, then they pass it on. People, we really underestimate the power of being organically viral. You know, if I heard one of y'all records, you don't think that I wouldn't post it up on my page? If I thought it was dope, y'all will get posted on my page quick. Because I'm a firm believer of great music. I'm not a gatekeeper, bro. I love great music. I mean, I wish I could tell you all the stories of all the people that I've helped and the people I've done, because I know some people look at me and say, man, Skeet, man, he be harsh on here. I'm harsh because I'm passionate. And I'm harsh because I hate the fact that there's more people that's trash now, not because they're trash, because of their mentality is trash. The industry and the spammers and all the congested traffic of people that's just leeches in the industry have destroyed the culture one by one. They just pulling so many things out and destroying the minds of the community that I'm trying to rebuild people's mind by telling them, bro, what you're hearing is not true. You'll never be where you want if you don't go to the infrastructure, the real structure of how you become a great producer, beat maker, engineer, mixer. I had my brother Tom over here yesterday. If anybody know about Tom, I've mentioned him before. Tom is an engineer that when I produced the Blast If I Have To, he was the engineer for Blast If I Have To, and he's the mix engineer. And we built a relationship. How long ago was that? Almost 30 years ago? Yeah, about 30 years ago. We built a relationship. And he reached out to me and we got back. And I was just telling him that his skill level, and we talked about this yesterday because I told you I got these new speakers that I had to get. So we was putting the speakers in here. And I told him, I said, Tom, I mean, I think you dope is, I don't know what, but I think that technology has made you lose your edge. And we was talking about that for a while. And, you know, and it's always good to be able to talk to your brother on some real conversation and have a real conversation, because he's a dope engineer. But the technology and him working in the box has made his mixes not as powerful as they used to be. And he used to have the luxury of working on a Neve board, having all access to all the rack compressors and all this stuff. You know, I think a lot of engineers and mixers, you know, that's the reason why it's so easy for them to say, oh, I work in the box. This sounds just as good. They're lying. They don't want to say, hey, I don't have the access to all of that great equipment I used to have. So they find a way to hide behind being in the box. And that's their new way of saying they don't want to go purchase all that stuff, because they didn't have to purchase it. They used to be with the studios that hired them, and they had the luxury to have this type of stuff, and they was sounding incredible. These engineers that talk about in the box, their whole career was built off of analog. Now they talk about the in the box. Now I'm not mad at them saying, hey, you know, I've transferred to in the box, but they start promoting the in the box like, hey, this is the new way and this is sound. You didn't get your career sounding like that though. And that's why it's hard to believe them when they talk about, oh man, you know, in the box is the best. Man, it's hard to believe somebody say that when your whole career was based on analog. So, I just watch what people say. But I say all that to say this, I was just telling Tom that, he's got to get back to the foundation. And a lot of us got to get back to the foundation and understand times have changed, and it has changed. And I don't know if it's changed for the better or the worse, but I know if we're not careful, some of the stuff they're selling us will make us get away from the things that's made people love the music, made people feel the music. So we have to be very careful, man, when we out here doing whatever we're doing. And people that's trying to sell music, trying to sell instrumentals, trying to play stuff, you have to trust in your platform. You have to build your platform up so it can be something that people will want to try to put their faith in with you. Ski was good. I just spent over 10 hours editing your video twice. First time software crash, last everything. Then constant crashing the software nightmare. Oh, man, that's terrible, bro. That's terrible. Shout out to DJ Loop Beat and his website. Black Sea. Double back. I'm going to have to check that out. Yes, indeed. Let me catch up on some of the stuff that I've missed out on. Let me see. Yeah, man, I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. We got him. 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 We got him on. We got him locked down. We got it. Don't worry about it. We got him out of here. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We got it. I was talking to y'all, so I didn't see him on here. I got you. I got y'all, man. I got you. I got you. Sam, what's up with it, Sam? Blessings, blessing. Vic is not on here right now, so you know what I'm saying? So anybody asks for Vic, she's not on here right now. I got you. I see y'all, man. Born, what's good with you? Maximus, what's good with you? Thank God. Glad you are on it. I got you. I got you, man. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you. But yeah, like I was saying, man, we just have to be more we have to go back to the gutter now. We have to go back to the gutter. I mean, everything that's going on now musically, we have to go back to the gutter. Unfortunately, man, I wish I could tell you that things would be great, but I had to go back to the gutter, man. When I left Sony in 2001, Columbia, I knew the industry was changing for the worse. White boy hand oil. There you go. You know what it is. Hey, when you see stuff like that, just hey, it's hand oil. It's the hand oil. That's what it is. 2001, when I left Columbia, man, I knew that I had to go back to the streets, that I had to go back to the grind, that I had to go back building fans one by one. And I think we underestimate one by one. I think we all want to be successful super quick. I think that's a big reason why we, in our mind, trying to do stuff a certain way. Okay, let's get on this platform. That'll make me big. Get on this platform. You're not going to get, listen, man, I'm going to tell you this, man, and I want this to really sink in. I really want this to sink in. If you don't get nothing from this channel today, I know it's Sunday. I know people probably still doing Valentine's Day, which is crazy, but, to each his own. But listen, no matter what you do in life, it's going to be hard for people to respect you when you just do anything just to get put on, bro. I'm going to be totally honest with y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. And you're talking to a veteran. Anybody that's followed my career know that I'm not just going to sit up here and talk to y'all like this if I wasn't being totally correct with you. Ski at work right now, so want to bet too active in the chat. I got you. Want to pursue stuff to the point where you're doing it blindly and you're doing it so passionately to the point where you don't even see that now you become your own worst victim. You understand what I'm saying? You become your own worst victims. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying on another level, right? You remember how us being young men, I'm talking to the men right now, we used to chase after the hottest women back in the day. We was in school, we used to try to, man, she's hot, and we chase her and chase her and chase her, chase her. And you know what happened? She kept running and she ran to the ones that didn't chase her. So she always was running to the one that wasn't chasing her. Because I was always taught, once you chase something, man, it starts running. And that's the same with money. You know, I do very well for myself, not bragging or nothing, because I don't chase money. I turn down a lot of stuff that people don't even understand. The average person be like, Ski, man, listen, why are you not doing that? I said, it don't make sense to me. It doesn't move my spirit. You know, when you're chasing stuff and you're chasing stuff and you're chasing, and this is the reason why you have a lot of content creators that do clickbaits, they do thumbnail clickbaits, they do stuff because they're chasing viral moments. They're chasing it so bad that when you look at them, it just looks kind of corny and crummy. You know, it's like when I spoke on the stuff I spoke on, I wasn't trying to go viral. I just wanted people to know that, man, this is crazy what's going on. We have to honestly really take a look at ourselves and say, man, we want so much attention to the point that the attention that we truly could get God-wise is going out the door because we're chasing people to come to. You should be so great that people will want to run to you. You should be so great about yourself that if you're trying to get a woman or even if a woman trying to get a man, I tell women all the time, yeah, oh, there's no good man. No, you're not a good woman. You don't work on yourself. All you do is you sit around and you throw sexuality out like that's just going to bait men to come at you. And yeah, you might get a little attention from that, but it won't last for long term. Everybody's out here baiting people to be a part of this thirst trap. You know, men are doing it too. Men like, oh, baby, you know, I got money. The first thing they do, you know, I got this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm doing that. And you're dropping superficial things on people to make people want to be involved with you. You know, women is taking sex shots and poses and all of this stuff. And then when they get what they want and they see that people use you for those things, now you're like, man, you just using me. You put yourself out there to be used, man. And what's the difference between that and what we do in the music game? We throw out a bunch of bad music, we throw out stuff, and we hope people want. And then when we don't get the results we get, and nothing happens for us, it's like it's all bad. You have to, man. Listen, y'all. I'm talking to 105 that I see that's in here. Man, I love y'all, bro, but I can't teach self-discipline. I really can't teach being humble. I can't teach getting out of your pride. I can't teach spirituality. I can talk to you about how I live. I can talk to you about my principles. But after this point, you have to know in your heart that these are things that you got to work on to make sure that you believe in what you do. That's why I always tell people, do you really believe in what you're doing? Or do you say you believe in it just so it sounds good? Because that's a whole nother conversation you got to have with yourself once you get off this live. You got to go in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm not as good as I think I am. Am I working hard? This is the reason why I'm not winning. And it's the same thing that a man like, man, I ain't got a wife. Or a woman be like, man, you know, I can't find a great man. 9 times out of 10, and I'm gonna be honest, it's because of you. 9 times out of 10, when you can't find good things and things are not happening, it's because of you. Because you haven't buckled down. You haven't gave up a lot of stuff. You haven't said, I'm going to focus on being the best me I can be. I'm going to get my weight together. I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to have more. I'm going to be more attracted. Women are going to be more attracted to me because I'm working on myself. Because people can tell when you're happy with yourself, and people can tell when you're just doing stuff. I hear people that do beats every day, and I'm just like, bro, I could just tell you're just making beats because you have machines to do it. I don't hear the passion in the beat. I don't hear the quality in the beat. I don't hear the compassion that you have to do stuff. So yeah, you know, we scroll every day and see a bunch of people doing a bunch of stuff, and it's just like a bunch of robots just working, doing nothing. Because there's no passion. And this is what happens when we get into an industry that is so many tools, and now everybody's working, but they're working doing nothing. And I know y'all see this. You can't scroll without seeing somebody working on the beat, out there doing something. And we want to be compassionate because we see ourselves in a person that's doing stuff. But I don't see that. What I see is a person doing something that's trying to do what I do, but they're not passionate the way I'm passionate about it. It's a big difference. I don't do beats and post beats just because I want you to see me. I post stuff because I'm like, I'm dead serious about this track. And I want to tell y'all something. My percentage rate of when I drop a track and post it, it sells. Like people go right to DM, hey Ski, how can I buy that? I don't solicit and be like, hey man, buy my tracks. No, I post stuff so people can feel the pressure. And then people hit me like, dude, how can I do that? I work payment plans. I do all kinds of stuff because I know the music is powerful, because I'm putting out my heart and my soul. I'm not just posting beats up just to say, I got a beat up, listen to me. And it's not dope. And it's not, like, it's crazy, man. We got to get back to believing in what we do. And I said that on a musical level, and I said that on a spiritual level, and I said that on just a physical level. Like a lot of us, we want things, but we're not at our best. We're not. We're just not at our best. And I don't think that people are going to get the things they want from it if they don't start really buckling down on how can they be better. Let's don't talk about the industry. We know the industry is corrupt. Let's don't talk about Spotify and iTunes and how much we're getting paid. Let's stop that conversation for a second. The first conversation we got to address is, are you really good for people to want to go purchase your stuff? That is the real question we have to ask ourselves. Are you really, really talented enough for people to say, man, I believe in what you're doing? Ski, I'm making a video of what happened yesterday about trolls and telling people and you why I follow you. You asked to hear my music, so I've been putting that at the end of the video. That's all good, brother. It's all love, man. Nothing but love and respect. So, that's something for y'all to think about, y'all, man. When you get off of here, man, don't do music because you can. Don't do music because you see other people doing it. And you're like, well, if he could do it, I could do it. When I got inspired in the game and I saw what Run DMC was doing, I said, man, I want to do it like them. I want to do it like them. I wanted my stage performance to be like them, because they was like, one thing about Run DMC and anybody following, I know I'm going back and they go back to me, they still new to me because that's what I grew up on. So that's my foundation. But for those who didn't really grow up on Run DMC, y'all go back and do a little homework, man. Run DMC was really the first group that came out and they was able to walk the stage. Nowadays you got to have people dance in the background. You want to give a stage, but when they walked the stage, and even though that looks boring, the conviction of when they was spitting made you want to see them, because you knew they weren't just walking the stage. They was holding the mic with conviction. They was like, King of Rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should come. You felt like, man, these dudes are the kings. They the kings. My Adidas walking through concert floor. You like, man, you felt the impact of the bars and just the clarity and just them two going back and forth off each other. You was like, man, this is crazy, bro. You felt that. That's what hip hop is lost, man. We've lost feeling it now. And Cass was really on the mic rapping, voice control. They wasn't rapping over their vocals. It was like, man, there's times when I used to hear Run, and I'm like, man, they don't sound like the record. I didn't understand back then. You know why I didn't understand? Because they were doing so many shows that by the time they did a show in Oakland, his voice was hoarse because he had lost his voice from all the shows they did. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense on why his voice he's straining his voice, because he's performing every night. But Cats was rapping with their voice till their voice was hoarse. And you hear the story about Will Smith saying, man, he had performed and his voice was hoarse. And he said that he wound up just trying to do a monotone voice like Rakim because he had lost his charisma in his voice because they was doing so many shows. Cass was really working for the culture, for hip hop. So when y'all hear me talking, I'm talking for the foundation of the cats that did it before us, that set the bar for me to be able to make money. I make more money than the cats that did it before us. It's almost like basketball. All these players that's not as great as the players before, they make more money, but it was the foundation that helped set the tone for them to make the money today. And then we act like we're not going to pay homage to the ones that set the tone for us. It's like, bro, I just think that's crazy, man. I still go back and look at Run DMC. I still go back and look at Mantronics. I still go back and look at UTFO. Somebody just said UTFO. I go look at all of that stuff. I go look at Dougie Fresh. I go look at anybody that's y'all naming up here. I go back Fat Boys. I go back Houdini. I go back and look at all of these dudes that set the tone, man, and they were doing it big. And they records still resonate to this day. To this day. It's crazy, bro. It's like, I just want y'all to understand, man, don't make hip hop a right now game. Because the right now game is just a commercial game of fast food. And this is what the new content creators will tell you. And anybody right now that live in the right now, they'll tell you, hey man, do it, because they didn't come up in that era. They know about it, but they don't really respect it, because right now, anybody that's trying to make money, they're just going to tell you how to make money and how to do it the way it's done now. And I don't truly believe in that. I truly believe it's coming back to the foundation of great music, great art, great conversation, and great sonic mixing. I truly believe that. And I think if y'all miss those steps, man, I think y'all gonna wind up getting caught in that black hole that I tell y'all about. Um, for example, you have to stream 1,000 songs on something like Spotify via sell one download for $3. Exactly. I mean, so when y'all go to easki.com right now and y'all say, man, you know what? I'm rocking with EA. I'm about to go pick up his music. Y'all are supporting me directly. I'm not giving a percentage to iTunes and that. Y'all, that's directly. And the same for y'all. When y'all got music and you put it on your website, I can go there and buy your music and you're going to directly get that. That's the way it's supposed to be, man. And let me tell y'all something, man. I know a lot of y'all might follow the history of Oakland, the history of the Bay Area, whatever you want to call it. I always say Oakland because that's where I'm from. I've never liked the word Bay Area. I don't know why. It just, the Bay Area just made us seem like we was all one. It's like, no, it was Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And then, that's how I feel. So I never really say, but let's just say, the whole Bay Area, right? It's like cats were doing it organically. That's how we wind up getting deals. So when you think about every group from the 90s that come from my area, they was getting deals because they was building one by one fan base and they was selling direct and making money. And the major labels was like, how are they doing that? What's going on over there? And so they wanted to give us money. The labels came to us. We didn't have to go to them. They came to us. They was looking at the charts like, well, why is that selling at T.Y. Uzi? Why that's doing that at Leopold's? They were looking at the charts and they looking at what's the hottest thing over here in this area. They're like, what's going on over there? Once again, they came to us. We didn't go running to them because the music was good and we were building our own fan base. You got to build your own fan base. You got to be strong at what you do. This is what I'm saying. If you got a taco truck, you out there with a bunch of other taco trucks because you see a gang of taco trucks every day. But what's going to separate your taco truck from all the rest of them? You're going to have to be dope. You got to be the kingpin of taco trucks, homie. Or you better be able to compete with some other ones that's just as good. So you're like, hey, they good. I'm good. They good. Okay, but you got your choice. But I'm going to keep stepping mine up. They good. Okay, I got to find some way to give me the edge. That's what hip hop was. Whoever was good was like, oh, you good. Now you had Rakim and Big Daddy Kane at one time. They fighting for supremacy. Like, all right, then Rakim will drop an album. Boom. And Big Daddy Kane drop an album. Boom. Now it's like, okay, they trying to top. That's still sharp and still. That's the same thing that went on with Run DMC and LL. Run DMC drop an album, then LL. Boom. And Run DMC like, damn. All right. Then they drop an album. Boom. LL like, damn, what am I gonna do? Then LL drop. Boom. That's what created the hip hop, the competition. And a lot of them were friends. All of these guys was friends, but they knew it was still competition. It was still competition. We still supposed to go out there and compete. That's what keeps the game still sharp and still, man. Now we just making stuff off of superficial, saying the same thing that don't inspire nobody. It's horrible, man. It's horrible, man. Run DMC is the reason why I chose rap over singing after Michael Jackson. Understood. Totally understood. Yeah, the presence and charisma on the track from the past could actually be felt, like their words would hit you. Listen, Carbon Vibe, I'm gonna be honest with you. My parents in martial arts definitely raised me. But hip hop raised me too, because the stuff that I used to hear in music back then, before it got before it got super gangstered out, the early hip hop, they were saying some stuff, man. I mean, I remember when KRS-One, like, people still take in rapping for a joke, a passing hope, or a phase with a rope. Sometimes I choke and try to believe when I get challenged by a million MCs. I try to tell them that we all in this together. But man, I was like, man, KRS is going crazy. How many MCs must get this before I tell them not to F with Chris? This is one style, a mini, like a piggy bank. This is one, like, bro, they was making you hungry. Like, whoo, you could tell they meant that. Like, no, I mean that. Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. The sucker was racist, simple and plain. Mother have him and John Wayne, because they was, man. Friends, how many of us have less friends? The ones we knew every day. So y'all can still listen to Friends right now, and that record is almost what, 40-something years old? And you could still listen to Friends right now and be like, damn, they wrote that back in 84? They wrote that in 84? You could go listen to all the bars on Friends and be like, that affects me right now. Right now. She shook your hand and stole your man. Bro. Bars. And this is from 40 years ago. Do you think sites like Bandcamp are worth looking at, or just straight to your own? I just think, man, still do your own thing. If you look into the sites, see, I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you about all these sites. I just know if you are going to do it, at least still do your own thing and have your own thing, mic mix. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't tell you about all these other sites because I don't really mess with them like that. But if you do, still have your own foundation is what I'm saying. Crush Groove and Breaking Up classic movies. Yeah, Beat Street as well. Beat Street was crazy, man. And getting your wave file quality stuff that's banging. Yes, sir. Mantique, what's good, sir? What's good? Daniel, what's good, sir? Blessings, man. Blessings. Slick Rick. Yeah, Slick Rick, man, was telling crazy stories. Slick Rick was telling crazy stories. Like, he was like, damn, Slick. You know why Rakim was one of the most feared MC? Because it was his bar play. I mean, there was a lot of dope MCs. Like I said again, Big Daddy Kane was one, Cool G Rap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had a lot of dope MCs back in the day. Karis one. But what made Rakim so dope was his style and his swag, and his word precision was a little bit better than the rest of them to me. To me, how he said it. Even when he first came out, and I told y'all I didn't like Rakim when I first came out because of the mix. The way the sound, it was muddy sound. And I was like, ugh. My buddy I used to be in school. He'd be like, man, Ski, man, you got to listen to that Rakim. I said, what? The one they play at the school dance? That one that's got all that noise in it? Man, I knew about Sonics when I was in high school, junior high school. I knew about Sonics. I was like, nah, bro. That sounds too muffled, bro. And anybody that know about the first Check Out My Melody and Every President, that was the most horriblest mix you could possibly listen to that was coming from vinyl. It was terrible at that time. I was like, no way. No way, bro. No way am I listening to that. It took him over a year because they played at the school dance every dance. I'm like, man, why do they keep playing this? He said, Ski, man, just get past the mix. Just listen to the bars. It took me over a year for me to say, all right, bro, you know what? I went and bought the vinyl because it was my close friend at the time, man. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this. He's begging me to listen to this every day, bro. Jalil Penn was crazy. That's real talk. So I remember buying I know it was 4th and Broadway. I bought the vinyl, and I'm like listening, and I just had to block out the production because the mix was horrible. It was terrible. And I started listening to what he was saying. Turn up the bass, check out my melody, and that a cigar. I'm letting knowledge be born, and my name's the R, aka I am not like the rest of them. I'm not on the list. What I'm saying, I was off like a scientist. My melody is so cold, like the next episode. And I'm like, what the? Now I'm like listening. I'm like literally listening. I'm like, whoa. And you got to remember, prior to Rakim, people was kind of screaming and yelling. So you had Run DMC, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like that. You know, LL, no rapper can rap quite like I can. Take a muscle bound man. Like, so that was my introduction to just the hardcore MC and just being right up in your face. So that was but when Rakim came and he was calm demeanor, but the words he was saying was so rugged and rough. You was like, how is he saying this calm, but hitting you so hard? I mean, he was calm, but he was hitting you so hard. I take 7 MCs and put them in a line. Why are you going to talk to people like that? Super calm, like, hey, I take 7 MCs and put them in a line. I take 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme. Oh, then I'll take 7 more before I go for mine. And now that's 21 MCs that up at the same time. Easy does it, do it easy. That's what I'm doing. I was like, what? What? You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me right now. After I stripped the music down and just started listening to the bars, I started understanding, okay. That's what brings me to today. Why I say there's certain dope lyricists that's out there that will never stand out because they don't have the sonic production to bring everything to the light. Because if that record would have been mixed even better than that, I think, man, Rakim would have blew quicker, especially with that first single. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually stuff started sounding a little bit better as time went on. But I say all that to say this, you know, it was cats that was out there spitting, bro. Spitting. There's some bars right now that still stay around to this day. To this day. That cats is not even gonna come close to saying in 2025. You know? I ain't no joke. Oh, don't even get me started on I ain't no joke. When I heard that beat, boom, I ain't no I slam it when I'm done to make sure it's broke. When I'm going, I write a song because I won't let nobody mess up or press up the scene I set. I like to stand in the crowd and watch the people wonder, damn, you think about it, then you understand. I'm just an addict, addicted to music. Maybe it's a habit. I gotta you. Even if it's jazz or quiet, man, that, bro, he was just gliding over the tracks. Even if it's jazz is quiet storm, I'm gonna hip hop and take it to a hip hop form. I'm rock rhyme and graffiti again. Every time you see me again, I'm like, woo! Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hip hop don't make me feel like that right now. Just cats and mumbling and saying random stuff. There's no cleverness to it. There's no, you know, and even cats that I think are dope, their production is so bad that you just kind of just you say, yeah, they dope, but you don't really feel them because the production. So it's one or the other. It's like, okay, they super dope lyrical, but the production ain't good, or the production is pretty cool, but they're not dope lyrical. And that's kind of where we at. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Oh, Too Short is a big influence on all of us, bro. I mean, if it wasn't Too Short, man, we wouldn't have even known how to really do the independent game. And a shout out to Freddie B as well. Too Short and Freddie B. I mean, they were out there getting it in and showing you independence, showing you greatness and independence. Big shout out to them, man. They created that, man. They created that for us, and it gave us confidence to say, hey, you know what? If we think we can hang, then you better get out there and get your grind on and show that you got something to say. So you gotta, you gotta thank somebody like that because that's genius. Because I mean, cats selling out their trunks and not only that, going into dangerous neighborhoods and doing special requests. I mean, bro, that's hunger, bro. That's hip hop. That's hunger. That's hunger at its best. You got to understand that's hunger at its best when you see that, you know. And I'm always going to be grateful because if it wasn't for Too Short and Freddie B and what they did, I wouldn't have had the courage to go out there and probably try to make my own cassettes and create my own lane. So, you know, you got to give flowers, man. This is why I say you got to give flowers to the ones that really, really, created that for us to have the opportunity. And it's back to that. It's back to the foundation. I think that's what people need to understand. We're back to that foundation. We're back to the foundation of trying to get us established organically. We don't want to, like, listen, I know a lot of people want to be popular. I know a lot of people want to be just, a household name, but I think that's a very dangerous game because I think that only stay for so long. When you are organically and you build from the ground up, you have called a core fan base. That's why Redman can drop right now after all these years. That's why Cube can drop after all these years. That's why Too Short can drop after all these years. That's why E40 can drop after all these years. That's why Nas can drop after all of these years. Not because they have the new foundation, but because they got their core foundation. Once you focus on your core foundation of people rocking with you because they rock with your movement and you've been solid for years and you have a strong foundation and they're loyal to you, even if you don't make the best records or they still rocking with you because they grew up on you and they're loyal and they're going to support everything you do. That is going to be way more lucrative for you as time go on, because everybody time going to run out. We're not going to be the ones we used to be back in 20 years ago, 30 years ago. There's nobody going to do that. Everybody that's saying, oh, man, fuck all the old dudes. It's all about the young dudes. You're going to get older. And then you're going to have a different attitude. Like, man, they just pushed me out the game. No, bro. Cats are getting old within 5 years. Cat come in 2025, 2030. They're like, oh, man, he old. Damn, that was just only 5 years. They're making cats old within 2-3 years now. He been in the game 2-3 years. That's the old dude. It's like, bro, it's crazy what they doing out here, man. So if you don't go and get a strong foundation, man, you won't be able to survive with just having a real lucrative fan base, man. And I think we underestimate real loyalty. I have a loyal fan base. Short has a loyal fan base. 40 has a loyal fan base. Nas has a loyal fan base. Redman has a loyal fan base. These guys have put in work to do what they've done for years. And you got to respect the fact that they built a loyal fan base and they try to still cater to that. And that's what's so dope. That is what's so dope. Brother Blink, what's up, my brother? Top of the morning. Marley and MC Shan didn't believe in Rakim at first, and Marley didn't want to mix and master those first 2 records, and Shan did it, but he had no experience with the process, which is why I heard that story, and that makes a big sense on why those records didn't sonically sound good. You know what I mean? Makes total sense. Total sense. And I don't think Marley would have probably made it sound a little bit better, but Marley was still learning mixing back then as well. He was a little bit better than Shan, but, he still had that little muffled sound as well, but it probably would sound a little bit better than what Shan did. But with that being said, when I learned that and just learned to just kind of listen to the bars, that was a learning experience for me, which was dope, man, because those records, man, they inspired thought. They made you think about music. They made you, feel like, you can look up something. So you got to ask yourself, how many of the new artists right now you think is going to last 5-10 years from now? 15, 20 years from now, you think that they're going to still have the same impact as their popularity right now? Because I'm curious, what do you think? You think the Ice Spice and the Kodak Blacks and the, any of these other dudes, 6ix9ine, and I can't even think. It's so many new cats. I can't even tell you. Lil Baby, Da Baby, Baby Boogie. I don't know. It's so many of them. So you think they're gonna be able to last 10, 20 years from now? I heard from an engineer back then that Rakim did Eric B for president in one take. I believe it. Back then, people was working hard. To get in. You got to remember, being in the studio cost a lot of money. This is the reason why I be saying, why do cats sound so bad in 2025 when cats back in the 80s and 90s sounded so good? You know why? Because they had to practice. What I mean is that before they went into the studio, they were practicing their bars because they didn't want to waste studio time. Studio time was not cheap. You had to go in there and try to get that done in one take so you would have more stuff to get done. So you can get more stuff done. Studio time wasn't cheap. This is what brings me back to the conversation I always have, is having too many tools in 2025 hurting us. Because we have all the tools, we can punch in. I understand everybody's punching in and they're doing the whole punch method. Oh, line here, okay, punch this in, line here, okay, punch it in, line there. But What I'm noticing is it's not cohesive. It's like you could tell these records are being punched, and you could tell that it's losing the feeling because you're saying it, and then you're trying to remember this line, and then by the time you finish it, yeah, it's all pieced up, but the feeling is not there. It's just the emotion is gone. Them guys was rapping straight through, and you heard every bit. You heard you heard the, if you go back and listen to LL, you heard the trying to get his breath in between. It's because them dudes was really, really trying to perform for you. And the stuff that they did on record, they could do on stage live. What they did in the studio, they could do it on stage live. Listen, I'm not against nobody punching in, right? But what I strongly suggest, and this is something that y'all could take and run with, this is just a gem, if you want to call it that, is punch your song in, get the song down so you have it. Learn it. Learn what you punched in, because 9 times after you punch it in, you don't remember the bars because you've just been punching. Learn it, say it back and forth, print it, learn it, then go back and re-record it. Now you know it. Now you can say it with more conviction and more heartfelt. See, cats just punch stuff in and say, that's it. This is good enough. Remember I told you some weeks ago, this is good enough. That's good. Man, go back there, punch your stuff in. Punch, that's fine. That's the technology, it's fine. But then put it on, put it down, print it, study it, go back and study what you said. I said, okay, now I know these bars. Now I know them. Then go back and re-record it. Now, when you re-record it, you're going to find your conviction is better. You're going to find you're going to flow it. You got more air to say it more. And now you got your timing more on point. And it's going to be amazing if you do it that way. But if you're just punching and say, that's it, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. It sounds like Cass just punching and say, okay, we're done with that. Next record. Punching. Those records, they're just not being felt, man. They're just not being felt, man. I hate to say it, man. And I don't want to scrutinize. I don't want to scrutinize like that, but I just don't feel these records. And you could tell people are punching and cheating and finding ways to just cut corners. And it's just not making for great performance. It's not making for great records. It's not making for great nothing, man. Nothing is being great about what we're doing right now. 150 an hour per hour, and the tapes were 180. Your tapes is one that, man, my tapes was $300, Ice Mike. My 2-inch tapes was $300, homie. And that's $15 each. Now it wakes up and sit up and be lazy, right? Man, back then when we was doing it, them 2-inch tapes was $300. And this is the kicker. As thick and as big as those 2-inch tapes was, they can only hold 3 songs on the tape. And let's don't forget about Simpty. You had to Simpty the tape, so you was going to lose some tape, and you was going to lose a couple of tracks because it has Simpty on there. So you had the Simpty, and then you had the other track. If you had 24, you had the Simpty, and then the 23, you might as well get rid of track 23 because the Simpty was going to bleed into 23. So that kind of left you with 22 tracks. This is facts. This is facts. Ice Mike, no. If you had 24 tracks, you had a 2-inch reel that was $300 that could only hold 3 songs. You happy you're having 24 tracks? I got 24 tracks. No, you don't have 24 tracks. You got 22 because you had to have that Simpty code on that reel. That Simpty code would bleed into track 23. So now 23 and 24 is gone. So you only got 22 tracks now. That's the reality. And Lord knows forbid that in the studio that one of the tracks weren't working, because if they had a track that wasn't working in the studio, and now you got 21 tracks. Because every now and then there was a track that was kind of faulty or glitching, so you would have to get rid of that track. So depending on how much maintenance they did on the board, depending on how many tracks you had based upon the time code, the Simpty time code. In R&B, you can tell if you punch in or not. That's why I tell my artists to practice and sing and take all the way through. I want your best performance. I mean, the best performance is everything, man, you know? Simply took an hour before you just began to stripe. Yeah, man, sometimes you would have to stripe the tape a day before. If you knew you was doing a session, you would try, like you would have to prepare a day before, or come in early that morning and start getting all this stuff prepared before the session even started, so it could just be a smooth transition. And Lord knows, if you're in the studio, you working in the machine, the tape machine go down, you would have to keep engineer around to come back and calibrate the machine, because the machine went down. So that would be a little time. They would stop your time, but we'd have to wait a little bit for them to calibrate the machine and do what they need to do. Like, bro, it was a process doing what we're doing, but I don't think people understand that. Like, a lot of these old engineers trying to act like that process wasn't a part of what made them great. That was a great process. That made us think. That made us stay on our toes. That made us sharp. That made us educate on a lot of stuff. And it made us who we are today, so we can come out here and do something great for the new kids today. Now they just trying to act like, man, who wants to do that back then? Now, we could do it like this. Yeah, but you don't sound as good as your past predecessor work. What kills me, bro, is that if a person showed me that they work, that they do today sounds better than what they did in the past, I'd be like, cool. But they work never sound as good as what they did in the past. So why would you disrespect your foundation? Cats be out here disrespecting their foundation every day, bro. And it's so annoying. And it's just very arrogant to act like putting in that type of work back then wasn't great for us, that it didn't mold us to be great. I wouldn't be here. KO wouldn't be here. Ice Mike wouldn't be here. Guru wouldn't be here. All these guys that y'all put on pedestals, Kanye, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the way that we used to have to do stuff, so we had the skills to do what y'all love right now. Come on, man. I'm glad I came in with the DA88 tapes, but they on help 8 tracks, so we would track the beat with one tape and the second tape would be for vocals. Understood. Yeah, those came in. I didn't have the D88s. I had the ADAS. I never had the D88s. That's the real work. No playing serious business. Everyone's on the 200% ready. Yes, sir. For the last time, the Stevens Insurance Building is a fake, and so are the rooms and the housekeepers. First choice drug winners. I don't know what you're talking about. Why so many West Coast eyes not making good beans like they did in the old days? That's a good question. We need to think about that. We need to ask that question. Black Seed, thank you for the super chat. That's why a lot of old engineers like the box so much now. But I told you why older engineers claim they like the box now, because, and think about this, bro. If you had the luxury to do whatever you want in a high-end studio, right? And that makes you sound good. But now you lose your job, studios close down, and now you can go buy a computer and do all your stuff in your own studio without having to buy the stuff that you used to be on. 9 times out of 10, if you're unrealistic, you would say, oh, yeah, this sounds just as good as the stuff I worked on, which is crazy. And that's what cats are doing. It would be crazy for me to think $1 million console and a computer would sound just as good as $1 million console coming through a console. That sounds crazy, bro. There's no way you can convince me that, bro. Unless you're just going for a super, super clean sound, transparent sound where you don't want no color, no warmth, and no depth down that light. I pass on that theory. Chris, man, thank you, sir. We appreciate you, bro. Good information. The challenge a person is hard to find. Gratitude. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Cube still slaps like the 90s, if not better. I mean, Cube still works hard at his craft, man. People still need to understand, man. There's guys that's out there. Listen, Cube knows that It's 2025. A lot of people, there's a lot of people that's came and gone. There's a lot of people that's died, passed away, sick or whatever. He's not the Cube of the 90s because music has changed. The music has changed. But Cube still knows that I got a fan base. And Cube will tell you, when he did this Man Down album, the first thing he said, this is for my loyal, dedicated fans that have been rocking with me from day one, my day ones. That is a disclaimer to let people know, I know I'm going to be judged off of these new worldly standards, but I'm not tripping off that. I'm not going to stop making what I want to make based upon the new worldly standards. I'm going to make what the fans that I grew up on love me for, and I'm going to do what I do. And I'm going to put the music out there, and I'm going to let it be what it's going to be. That's how you got to make music. You can't go in there and make music just to appease everybody, because it's going to always be somebody that don't like something. So make what you make, and that's what I love about Cube. That's what I love about Redman. That's what I love about Nas. All of these guys that still, and they can outbar any of your favorite rappers today. They can outbar them. Content, subject-wise, song structures, they're phenomenal. So, I always go support the guys that's still doing it, that's still inspired to doing it, because we need them. We truly need them. We truly, truly need the Redmans. We need the Nas. We need the Cubes. You know what I'm saying? We need these guys. We need these guys putting up the LLs and, and anybody else that's out there like, no, man, I'm about to put some dope music together, because they understand how to put songs together. See, that's the difference. You might have a generation that's more popular than them, but when them guys come, they still know how to put a song together. They totally know how to put a song together. And that's what I be want to hear songs. I be want to hear music songs. Cube got the album of the year, if you ask me. Man, he killed it. He killed it, man. I mean, dude, imagine having an album that come in and having one of the best songs since 14 years. It's My Ego. Since 14 years. Man, that means a lot to me, because me being able to do that with him, and man, that means that we are working hard, man. That's why I say you got to work hard, man. I didn't know that we was going to get, hit the charts like that. I didn't know that. I didn't know it's been that long since he had a big record. I didn't know that. I just knew that we was just trying to go in there and make something dope, and try to just be dope and do what we do, not try to make what everybody else make, do what we do. And that's what I mean. We're not trying to chase people. We're trying to chase us. We're trying to chase what we can do to be the best we can be. And once you stay on that, it's over, man. Good morning, Ski. You going to church today? This is church here right now, brother. That's why it's called God's Hour, brother. This is church right now. I don't need to be in an organization to be in church. Church is every day for me. When I'm around, it's always church, brother. Big budget studios albums are going to become like art paid by rich benefactors in history. Hated the corporations at the time, but we will miss what money can do for a record. I fear. I have to be honest, I'm a huge Ice Cube fan, but I feel the beats on the new album are not what I thought he would do. Your track was the best track on there, but the others are not as good. And I understand that. I mean, everybody has their feelings of what they feel, and like I said again, I respect your opinion. Cube likes what he likes, and he does what he do. And all I could do, man, is be responsible for me. So, I mean, that means a lot that you like my track and you felt like it was the dopest on there. And that's what I try to do. That just goes back to just trying to compete. Like, I want to be the best, and Cube knows that. Cube know that. Now, when I'm on the album, I'm trying to be the best. I don't know how everybody else gonna do their tracks, and another big reason is because the quality too. My quality is just a little bit different than everybody that's on there. The way I mix, the way I bring stuff out. I could tell a lot of people, it seemed like they two-track a lot of their stuff because it sounds a little bit muddy, but that's just my opinion. Like, I really like that track Is My Ego. It just comes out, the dynamics come out, and that's the reason why I do what I do, and that's what separates me from a lot of people that produce, because they just make tracks and they're happy to hear them, and I'm like, nah, they got to be sounding right. I got to hear that kick, I got to hear them highs, I got to hear that guitar, I got to hear that bass, I got to hear that piano, I got to hear the separation of his vocals. That's a priority to me. It's not just about the beat, it's about the whole production. So my approach might be a little bit different than a lot of people. I don't know, but that's great to hear for me, because if my song stood out more than everybody else, and I did my job, bro. So I salute, because that's my goal. I'm not here to put nobody else's resume up. My resume has got to speak on its own. Like, I got to make sure that my stuff is that one. It has to be. Even if it ain't the single, when you get to it, you're like, whoo, damn, this is crazy. Ski ain't playing. Like, that's my goal every time I make records, bro. And this is why I get on here and I talk the way I talk, bro. I'm not here to play, bro. I'm not here to just say, oh, man, I did that in the past, and now I'm just getting away with just doing any old thing. Like, ain't that how it is in a marriage, right? You get in a marriage, you know, when you get your woman before, she did everything. She bought you this and did that for you, and she did this, did that, rubbed your back, gave you a massage. You get married, and all of a sudden she throwing darts on your back, spitting in your face. You know what I'm saying? You come in, hey baby, she hits you in the face with an elbow. You like, damn, I didn't meet you like that. Like, people change up on you. Soon as they get comfortable, they change. Soon as they get in a position like, bro, I don't want to be like that. I want to still be hungry. Like, I came in like I'm new. I want to prove myself all over again. That's the way I think. I don't want to just come on, oh, I did this in the past, so now I can get away with that. That's what everybody's doing. They're just trying to get away with their past. No, bro, you got to be better than your past. Whatever you did then, you got to now try to top it. And if you're not thinking like that, then we're not on the same level. That's the way I think. I'm trying to top what I've always done, bro. I don't never want to take nothing for granted. And this is a message to anybody that's in relationships too. If you're in a relationship and you're not trying to be the better you in that relationship, now you're in a relationship, now you got the woman, or the woman got the man, and she just like, okay, I got him now. Now, let's get to takeout. She don't want to cook no more. She don't want to do this, or you don't want to take her out, or you don't want to do certain things to make sure. Then you're going to lead to divorce, and it's going to be all bad for you, because you're not better. Like, once you get in a relationship with anything, you're supposed to be trying to make it better. You shouldn't be sitting there being complacent like, well, this is good enough now. And that's what's going on with hip hop. You know, hip hop is 52 something years old now. It's like people like, oh, you know, this is good enough. And it's like, it's not. We're losing our identity. We're losing the legacy. People are not excited no more. People just like, they hear it and they just hear it. It's just almost like, okay, I hear it, but it's not special. And until we go back and we try to make, and it's the same thing in your relationship. You got to make your relationship special. If you're trying to do death to anybody's in a relationship and married right now, and they saying to death do you part, and you're not working to be better. If she come home and you just sitting there playing video games, beer belly over the PlayStation, your belly is covering the X and O button. That's wild, bro. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you get off that couch, man. You need to go take care of yourself. I know you might work, but you're gonna have to find time to work on yourself and make yourself attractive again to your wife, and same for your wife. You got to keep rebuilding every single day until you're not here. And that's in everything you do. You got to rebuild your friendship. You got to cast as friends for 20 years, but your friends take advantage of you because they know you for 20 years. You supposed to be acting like we just known each other. You don't never want to take advantage of your friends. That's how you lose your friendship, because we feel entitled and we take advantage of each other. Same me being on here. If I'm on live every day, there's gonna be somebody say something slick. Nah, yeah, you know, ski. Nah, nigga. Nah, bro. Nah, you ain't gonna take advantage of me. So people, you gotta reinvent yourself every day like you're a new person, man. If you don't do that, you're gonna find yourself suffering in the long run. And this is what we gotta do with hip hop. We gotta get back and make it feel good again. We gotta get back excited about it. We got to stop making excuses on how we can do stuff and get down to the nitty gritty and start making ourselves important again. We got to make ourselves important again. We really do. Congratulations on the hit with Cube. Two talented individual creating great collab as well. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, your production is dope. It's untouchable. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it, man. And like I said again, man, those words make me like what you're saying right now makes me go back in the studio when I get off this live and work even harder, homie. You know, it makes me work harder because that's the best validation, man. More than money. Like I tell people, money is definitely dope because you could provide for your family. But what's more important than money is when people saying, man, that's dope. You dope, bro. And when people say you dope, that means that's your money right there because they're willing to invest in you now because they feel good about what you're doing. You have to be dope. Don't chase the money. Chase making people excited about what you do. I try to make people excited about what I do. The money will come after that. If people are not excited about what I do, then that means I'm just hustling now. That means I'm just trying to hustle whoever listens to me and hope that they like it. But when you dope consistently, people gonna rock with you and you're gonna be able to have a real career because you're really focusing on being talented. And that's what I focus on. I don't focus on let me just throw something out just to be, just to hustle some money. Let me just make some quick money. No, bro. Nah. It's not worth it. Everybody asks me, Ski man, why don't you drop that Earthquake album? But no. That album is older. It wasn't done the way I wanted it to be done. It didn't come out when I wanted it to come out. So I have to scrutinize whatever. Yeah, I could make some good money off of throwing out the original Earthquake, but I'm not gonna do that. I had an artist that passed away, right? I don't know anybody know this artist. His name was Red the Arsonist. My dope. It's my dope. It was my dude, my guy, like my brother. And when he passed away, we had several songs together, and everybody, his family, was like, man, drop his album, man, drop his album, drop his album, and drop his album. I said, why? So you could benefit off of what we've done? Like, so you think I'm just trying to drop his album because he passed away now to make money off of his death? Like, that ain't the type of guy I am, bro. I don't get down like that. So I never dropped it. I never put nothing out. People like, man, you tripping, man. I do what I want to do. I'm not putting stuff out for money, bro. I put stuff out because I believe it's ready and it's that time. That's it. That's it. I ain't trying to hustle the game, bro. That's why I talk the way I talk. Everybody I talk to that I see, they just hustling. It's all a hustle. Let me hustle this. Let me hustle. And this is why the culture is bad. It's nothing but hustlers killing what we work so hard for. Yeah, see, quick question. How do I track my sound? Well, it depends on what you have. I think that's a consultation question, Big C. So if you ever get a chance, man, hit me on my consultation, man, because that's a tricky one. I need to know how you record. It's a lot of stuff, and I don't want to get into that right now. But hit me on the consultation, brother. Hit me on easki.com and consultate, and I'll tell you whatever you need to know. But I don't think this is the time to really talk about that. It's too deep. I would have to get into more things, and it'll take away from what I'm talking about. But yeah, you can hit me on the consultation, bro, and I'll chop it up with you about it. Let me see. Somebody said something. It's like Dre and Snoop new album had great quality, but something was off with the beats. I think our old guys want the 2001 style production. I respect them, but yeah, I want the West back. What's up, bro? I've been looking for a good tape recorder. Can you suggest like a regular tape recorder? I don't know I mean, you might just have to look online and see about a regular tape recorder. Are you looking like for a tape recorder or a 4-track recorder? I agree with everything you're saying. Real talk. Thank you, brother. Don't be damn. What's up? True Ski, that's what I'm trying to do. The best with what I have. For sure. Ski, they say all you truly need is 1,000 true fans to live good. Do you agree? I think just having any fans, you'll do good because those fans will build off of that. So it don't have to be 1,000. It could be 10. It could be 20. It could be 5. You'll be amazed at what a small number can create. I think people will be very, very shocked. Very, very shocked on what can happen when you build a real community. Yeah, you remember Red the Arsonist? Yeah, Red the Arsonist was, man, he was incredible, man. But people wanted me to just throw his record. Like, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to just throw his record out. So I connect with EA Ski for bomb songs. Yeah, J.O. Felony, man. Thank you, Ski. Maybe you didn't meant exactly that, but in results of last stream, I stopped using my MPC and went back to Ableton. Instant better sounding music again. Feeling, man, dude, like I said, whatever is going to inspire you, bro, I just want to get people to think about stuff from a fresh perspective. I want to give people the understanding that, listen, you're not talking to a person on here on the other end of this live right here that It's just telling you to do stuff and do this. Everything that we talk about is stuff that I do myself, y'all. You know, every decision I make, production wise, equipment that I choose, I've studied it from the back of my hand to the front. So when I talk to you about certain things and the way we should be thinking about certain things, as far as if it's based on financially, I'm going to tell you what makes sense. I'm going to tell you, hey, this lacks this lacks that. That's my job. Now I know a lot of people ain't going to like that because it hurts their profit margin, or it hurts their brand, or it makes them feel like I'm attacking them. But I'm here for the people, man. I'm here for the musicians. I'm here for the engineers. I'm here for the cats that want to be dope. You know, if cats don't agree in my theory or whatever, that's cool. I wish them the best. I hope it's working for them, and I hope that they're profiting off of. Listen, anybody that can profit doing it the way they want to do it, and they see that my way is not the way to do it, and they can win and be great at doing what they do, I salute them, because I'm not here to say that my way is the best way. I'm just telling you, people that follow me, I'm telling you what worked for me. I'm telling you why y'all love what I do so much, why y'all love the drums that I put out, why y'all love the It's My Ego. I show you consistency. Like a lot of people tell you, oh, they do it this way, and then you never hear they never hear none of their music out. Like I hear top engineers say they do it this way and this is the best way to work, but I don't never hear none of their music out. I don't hear none of it hitting the charts. I don't even see none of that. And maybe it is hitting the charts and I don't know about it. I just wish they would send me the billboard or something so I could say, oh man, they did do it like that. Okay. I don't see any of that. I show y'all from day one. Look, this is how I do it. I take you through the process. Oh, we on the billboard. And I post it up clear. Y'all go to Instagram, you go to YouTube. I post up, hey, we just hit the billboard. We number 7, we number 8, we number 2. Like, you know, I show you what it is. I show you what it is. And if I don't come on the charts or don't, I let y'all know what to do. So, I'm just telling you, man, we gotta be realistic on what we think is gonna make sense. I'm sure that really made you not drop Red Project when you see Vulture. Bro, it made me not drop Red Project because I saw that people wanted me just to drop it for their sake. It's like, bro, my man has just passed away, bro. What do I look like? Just like, okay, let me rush and get this album out, man. I can make a gang of money now. He died now. Ooh, I can just take advantage of his death. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. That is the most demonic and wickedest person you can be when you're trying to capitalize off of somebody passing away, bro. That's disgusting. And I don't want to have nothing to do with anybody that's hustling like that. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I was trying to make Red have one of the dopest albums of all time. And the same thing I'm trying to do with AOB. That's why I try to crack down on AOB so much. Like, AOB, come on, pay attention, bro. Stay with me. Stay with me. That's one thing I liked about Red, that Red had a little bit over AOB, is that Red was like, let's go. What you need me to do? What you need me to do? And we would just get stuff done. AOB too, but AOB, he a little bit older, so he a little bit, he got his own ways, what I'm saying? So I gotta kind of keep talk to him people don't understand. Being a producer is like being a therapist, bro. You constantly dealing with different people that have different personalities. It's even when I'm dealing on here, I'm watching people type and I can say, okay, I could tell this person's got some insecurity, or you're dealing with people. Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not the same. And, when you're trying to coach people, you're coaching different people. You're coaching different. You're coaching some people that's headsprung, that's very overhyped and overconfident. You're coaching people that's very passive, that don't really believe. You're coaching people that's kind of in the middle, where in the middle people is kind of cool. Because the ones that's in the middle, you can kind of like stare them from the deep end and stare them from the over the top. You can kind of coach them a little bit. But the ones that's either too down or too up, whoo, man, they like the same person to me. You know what I mean? You got to really work hard to have this battle in this music. Is not based upon just your skills. It's based upon how much you process up here and how mentally stable you are up here, and how can you take information and suck it up. And if you can't suck it up here and you can't be stable up here, it's going to be hard for you to be able to wiggle through this crazy music business. And I'm just being firm on that, man. It's going to be very hard for people to survive in a business like this. You know, very, very hard. One second. I still respect your stance and I agree 100%. Well, I hope so, man. You know, I hope so, man. Because like I said again, man, I just want to educate cats on, you know, on what it is, the integrity. There's a lot of things that come along with doing what I do, man. Sometimes you have to, I don't want to say it like this, but sometimes you have to take the L to get the W. And I know y'all probably like, well, what do you mean by that, Ski? In life, and this is what I tell my mom all the time, because she's like, you know, I just think you should have this, babe, and you should have that. You know, mom gonna always love their kids, you know, and they gonna always root for them. Well, not all moms, but you know, the good moms, you know. And I tell my mom, I say, you gotta go through taking the L's and the losses before you get the W's. And what that means is that God teaches us that everything that glitters is not gold. I don't want the same thing that the next man has, because what that person have might not be durable for me in the long run. I might not be able to withstand that type of have you ever noticed, like, when, like, I'll go back to like being in school. When I was in school, I used to see a lot of people cut school, you know, and it was easy for them to cut school. They didn't have no problem. They would cut school, you know, go out, they go in the back, they smoke weed, you know, they'll do all kinds of stuff. And I just wasn't that person, man. I was like, nah, I'm not comfortable doing that. I feel like there's gonna be some consequences and repercussions if I do it. I've always felt like that. I'm like, nah, I don't even want to take that risk. Not with my parents. I just didn't want to take that risk, so I didn't. And you know, that's how life is as we get to be older. Sometimes we allow people to peer pressure us to become people that we're not. And I think that's what I'm seeing in this whole business, is that people are doing stuff that's not their character. I could be any of these dudes that's super popular that y'all compare me to. I could be them if I chose to lose my integrity, if I chose to do certain things that go against my principles. See, I don't think people really understand. People say, oh, Ski, you underrated. No, it's not I'm underrated. It's the fact that I don't do certain things that compromise my integrity. I'm going to say that again. I'm underrated based upon the fact of I don't want to compromise my integrity doing anything to be somebody that's going to take me out of who I truly am as a man and as a person and as a God-fearing man. There's just certain things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to cut somebody else's neck off just so I could be the man, because that's pretty much what you have to do when you're in this business. You're going to have to do somebody dirty so you can get up the pecking order. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody that's dealt with anybody that's the man right now, and they'll tell you, hey, they did me dirty. There's stories about all these dudes we look up to. They all somebody got a story about how they did them dirty. You ain't going to hear no stories about that about me, bro. And that's why I'm underrated, because what I stand for. Companies understand they got to get people that can do the dirty work. A company will tell you quick, if you can't cut this person off, then we don't want you. You have to be a cutthroat motherfucker to be in big business with these big business companies, because these big business companies, they don't think about trust and loyalty, and that they think about do what you got to do so we make this money. Whoever head got to fly, that's who heads got to fly. They don't think about loyalty. They don't think about integrity. They don't think, those words are not in their vocabulary. It's not in their vocabulary. And this is why when you see these gear companies and you see these content creators, you see all these people, loyalty, integrity, moral values, God is not in their conversation. It's not in their conversation. So they're just giving you a persona of entertainment and hoping that you follow in their words more than their spirit. We're following people in their words and not in their spirit. That's why I always say on here, discernment is a very, very important word for us. If you don't have a spiritual discernment, it's going to be very hard for you to move, man, because these people are not playing by the same rules that we supposed to play by as far as the moral integrity and the values that we supposed to have. So no, I can never be a certain type of person because I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that. So I'm fine with being underrated. I'm fine with being who I am. I'm fine with just having the fan base I have. I'm good with that. Because the ones that rock with me, they rock with me. Trust me. I got an army of cats that rock with me. Anybody that came or now I'm seeing, I had an army of cats that rock with me. And they'll tear some shit up for me. You know why? Because I'll tear some shit up for them. That's what this all about. Is building cats that rock with your morals and your values, and you keep them around and y'all stay on the same level. Period. Period. Anybody that came on this channel knows Ski is thorough. They know that I'm not going to let nobody play with them. Ain't nobody going to tarnish them. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. So it's just a certain type of person you have to be in life, man. And if you're not that type of person, then you're just a sucker that just do whatever just to get over. And this is why all these dudes that find the cheat codes, they always still wind up losing, having nothing. Every guy that I've realized how these cheat codes still wind up losing in life. Whether it's spiritually, whether they depressed, whether they still trying to figure out how they can be somebody they're not. Because you're never going to be completely happy when you're doing sucker shit, bro. I'm thoroughly happy, bro. And I'm happy where I'm at. And I'm thank God for everything he give me and for whatever he wants to continue to give me. Whether he do or he don't, I'm good. Because I understand life spiritually more. I understand that, bro, whatever he has for you, you just be the best you can be. And this is what I'm telling y'all. It don't matter if you got SB 1200, whatever you have, be the best you can be, but continue to try to excel. Meaning, if you know that you can save money to get something that can make you better, then put it towards that to be better. Don't just sit up there and just get any old thing and just don't care about yourself, bro. You're going to lose in that battle. So, hopefully that's just words for y'all to sit back on and think about, man. And I hope y'all stay inspired and understand, man, your integrity and your moral values is more than money. It's more than money, bro. Because if any of y'all think that I'm based upon money, think that I'm based upon that, y'all out your mind. Y'all must don't know me. Y'all must ain't did your homework. Half these acts that I signed and messed with, I did it for free. I didn't get a dime. Not a dime. Not a dime. So don't come talking to me about integrity. Don't come talking to me about moral values. Because if you ain't got it, you ain't going to understand this conversation. You ain't never going to understand this conversation if you ain't got what I got. I don't care about nobody else's channel and all that stuff they talking about. Half these dudes do this stuff for money. Half these dudes are they having their page. They doing everything in their power to stay afloat because the music business ain't paying. I'm good. I don't have to do this for money, homie. Straight up. When I turn this camera off, I'm good. I don't have to post up on YouTube every day. And I'm not knocking nobody that do. I'm just saying the ones that do what they do, it better be because they truly are doing it and not because it's a hustle is what I'm saying. Anybody that want to post all day, that's fine. But do it coming from a real place instead of doing it as a hustle and taking advantage of an audience that don't know better. Because there's a lot of people that's following blindly and they trust whatever they see. And you better be careful. That's all I'm saying. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave y'all on this last question real quick. Because this is a question I'm curious. How do y'all feel about 50 Cent's position on canceling BMF and not messing with Lil Meech? I'm curious on how y'all feel. Do you think that's right or do you think that's wrong? I'm really curious. What is y'all position on that? Do you think that 50 is just going too far and saying, you know what? Little Meech didn't have nothing to do with that. So, how do y'all feel about that? What do y'all feel about that? Now that, 50 has fell out with, Big Meech and the whole nine, he's like, you know what? Okay, I'm not messing with Little Meech. I'm going to cancel serious. How do y'all feel about it? Y'all feel it's petty? Tell me what y'all think. I really want to hear some of y'all. Black Sea said petty as fuck. Y'all tell me what y'all think. 50 is an industry plant. I feel like the paperwork needs to be proven. What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think about that? I think it's wrong. Should have let Lil Meech eat. I'm curious, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. D more wrong. I'm really, really interested. Let me see. It's prerogative if you ask me. And if you knew Meech was a rat, why would he even work with a rat? Seems like 50 is big on loyalty. Everything seems cool until the photo with Rick Ross came out. 50 said they all got to go. D said let him eat. Mark said I feel 50. Why mess with Lil Meech in the first place if you was going to be on that so-called street? I understand. You would say I understand. I don't know the insides. I'm tired of seeing more examples of black division. The disrespect he showed Irv was enough for me. He's whack. Same here. I don't know the inside. All drug dealer shit is garbage anyway. I'm just curious, man. I'm just curious what people thought about it. I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting from a point that whether we like 50 or we don't like 50, one thing is for sure is that he always gonna stand on business. And that's gonna make some people like you and that's gonna make some people hate you. But one thing is for sure is he stands on loyalty. And and that's not for me to say right or wrong, but one thing that I am noticing about him is that, and this is only from what I've got, is that he's fed Lil Meech for a while. And if you're feeding Lil Meech, it's like you're feeding, Big Meech as well to some degree, because the life story is about Big Meech anyway. So if I'm not mistaken, they're getting percentage as well. And then you go around and then you go to the enemy and you shrug up with the enemy and you expect him to still feed you and your son when you deliberately went to the enemy. Now, I don't know all the details. I can't say I know all the details, but just from the perspective of, if I rock with you and you my guy, Black Seed, and EXO is not my guy, and I'm feeding you, you know what I'm saying? Or let's just say this, Black Seed, I'm doing something with your son and I'm feeding your son. And then you go kick it with EXO. That's a problem, bro. That's a problem. All the other details, I don't know. But I know that people got to understand this politics and everything we do in life, bro. Whether you like it or not. Whether you call him petty, whether you call him whatever you want to call him, but this is the reality. If I'm feeding your son and your son is eating, and the story is about Big Meech, so you're probably getting a percentage of this of the percentage from it because the story is about your life. So there's a double win there too. You're getting a percentage from it because it's about your life, and I got your son in it. I've put your son in school. I put your son. I've done all this stuff because your son is not an actor. I've done all of this stuff, and then you choose to go be with somebody that I don't rock with, and you make it clear on where you stand. So let me ask y'all the next question. So was 50 position supposed to be, well, okay, man, I'm not gonna rock with Big Meech, but I'm gonna keep on feeding Little Meech? Was that supposed to be his position? I'm just curious. Was that supposed to be his position? Oh well, no, Little Meech don't got nothing to do with this. I'm just gonna rock with Little Meech. And was that supposed to be his position? I'm curious. I'm just curious. So, do you think the right thing for 50 to do is keep the show going, still keep paying Little Meech, and just say, hey, okay, that's just his father, no big deal? What is he supposed to do? I'm curious. My thing is them running to the internet about being the street dudes. I mean, I hear you. I mean, that's no here and there. I mean, all of that stuff is crazy. Being on the internet is weird in itself. But let's just say it is what it is. Let's just go by based upon what the situation is and what we're hearing. My question now is, how is 50 supposed to handle that? He's supposed to say, oh, not a big deal. His father is now dealing with my enemy. No big deal. I'm going to keep on supporting his son and keep getting him money and keep doing the series. How is he supposed to handle that? Is that what he's supposed to do? Is say, hey, no big deal. Not a big deal. Come on, Little Meech. I'm going to keep on giving you millions and millions. I'm going to keep on doing his dad's show. And, how is he supposed to do it? Because I keep hearing people say stuff like, oh, man, man, that's his dad. Little Meech ain't got nothing to do with it. Little Meech got a lot to do with it. That's Little Meech. That's his seed. That's his seed. I don't think people really understand when you come from the streets, and you're guilty by affiliation, bro. You're guilty by affiliation. Once some stuff hit the fan, I could be the coolest dude in the world, hang with my homie that's in the streets. I don't have nothing to do with his beef, but if I'm seen with my homie and he got a problem, I'm going to be guilty by affiliation because he got a problem with somebody else. They probably ain't got a problem with me, but I'm going to get it too. That's just how it go. That's why I tell people, you better know who's in the streets, because if you with somebody, you don't know what they really do on their past time, you hanging with them, you can be guilty by affiliation, homie. There's many of my homies that was good people, but they was hanging with cats that they grew up with that was doing mischievous stuff, and they ain't here today because they didn't know what type of person they was hanging with. Like, I'm pretty sure 50 don't probably want to do it like that, but he had no choice. I mean, am I right or am I wrong? And if I'm wrong, tell me. So he posted this like, oh, not a big deal. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Little Meech is Little Meech. He ain't got nothing to do with it, but that's his dad. How do he not have nothing to do with that? He's just collateral damage. He's just guilty by affiliation. He probably don't even want it to be like that, but it is what it is based upon his pop's decision, right? Or am I wrong? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. We could discuss it. But I'm trying to figure out how people are thinking about this. So you mean to tell me, and I'm just saying this because this is my guy, Black. Black, you my guy. I'm your guy. I go hang out with somebody you dislike, and it's not, and it's supposed to be all good. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think people got to look at this from a serious perspective, man. Yeah, he could recast, but you got to remember this, Cole. It's still about Big Meech. The story is about Big Meech. Think about that. Now you got to remember he can recast, but the story is still about Big Meech. So why would he want to keep on doing a story about Big Meech if this is what Big Meech is showing him? Why would I recast when the story is about Big Meech? I'm help me understand. I don't know. Just something to think about, man. It's not that big deal to me. I just thought I would talk about it since it was on my mind. Oh, that was my point. I said it was my statement. Oh, okay. So anyway, so that brings me to this point. And I said this before. You guilty by affiliation, man. I remember having an artist, I don't want to say the artist's name, that I was very close with, a good friend of mine, very good friend of mine. She was in a group, and when I went to the label to work on the deal that I was working on, they loved the project. They loved it. But when they saw who I had on the project, they was like, hey, you need to take that person off. I'm like, what? Yeah, you need to take her off. We don't rock with her. So if you want us to do this deal with you, you need to take her off, or we ain't rocking with you neither. This was told to me to my face. I can't make this up. This is why I'm mentioning this 50 Cent stuff. So now you have a choice to say, you know what? I'm going to take it off and make this money, or I'm going to keep my integrity and say, nah, man. Nah, that's my girl. This my girl. Most people going to choose wrong because the money is going to supersede the integrity. A lot of people saying, oh, 50, you should do it, man. Just get that money. It's all business, man. It's not. 50 got money. So it can't always be about the money, right? I wasn't going to take her off of my record for them. So my long-term relationship that I got with my homegirl, just because I want to go get a bag from this company, I'm going to take her off because they got a problem with her. Her having a problem, it shouldn't have nothing to do with me, but they make it like that. They make you have to choose a side. A lot of y'all going to be in that situation one day, and you're going to have to figure out what is your loyalty and your moral values now. Because I'm going to tell you what I did. That's my girl. I'm not taking her off my record. I'm not taking her off my record. And yeah, it was $800,000 on the table, $800K that I had to walk away from because of my integrity, because of my moral values, bro. So when y'all up here and y'all talking to me, man, y'all can't talk to me. Can't talk to me. You ain't did what I had to do. You ain't made the choices I had to make. Ain't nobody gonna talk to me about integrity and moral values. Ain't nobody got the same morals and integrity that I got. I don't care how y'all look at these companies and you put these companies as gods and these people, you love these Akais, you love these companies. I don't care. They don't have the same integrity and moral values as me at all. So y'all keep on worshiping these dudes and worshiping people that could care if you die today or tomorrow. That's on y'all. Because these are people y'all choosing to be y'all gods. I stand strong on what I stand on, man. I'm not about to betray my homie for this nonsense, man. No way. No way. No way, bro. No way. Because once you betray the person that they want you to portray, they gonna betray you. See, y'all don't get it. It's all a game. If you don't stand for something and you betray your friend, they gonna give you the bag and then they gonna betray you. Because they know they can't trust you because you would betray your own friend. See, it's all a game. They watching to see your loyalty. Once they see you ain't got no loyalty, you cut them off, they'll cut you off just like you cut your friend off. But y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that. You're supposed to stand on what you stand on. Don't let nobody punk you into giving up a real relationship with somebody you got love for some money. That's the learning experience, man. Y'all gonna learn, man. So, love y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed Sunday. Moral values, bro. Integrity, work ethics, work hard, be a better person. When you get off this live, you go look in the mirror and you ask yourself, am I great? Or am I just going around saying I'm great? Or am I just using the internet to portray that I'm great? You're going to have to be good, bro. You're going to have to put your music out to the world so people can say, hey, man, you pretty nice. Or you're pretty trash. One or the other. You're going to have to face it. Or you can just keep hiding behind the internet every day. However you want to do it, you got to deal with your godly conscience because God is talking to you every day. A lot of y'all is just stuck. You better figure it out, man. And figure it out quick. Because we already going to be pushing March pretty soon, man. So, with that being said, God bless y'all. Crook, thank you, brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Crook. Ice Mike, what up, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Hollis Sound. Don't beat. I haven't even worked on the verses yet. I just put the concept together. Thank you, brother Blink. Thank you, sir. Thank you, bro. Nah, she's from the States, man, but she got that type of sound like it's British though. She dope though. Hey P, salute to you, brother. Nah, that ain't Mr. Hill. Thank you, brother.
The almighty EA skis. Track.
Yeah. Freeway, talk to him.
The almighty EA skills. It's like a jungle sometimes, it make me wonder how I made it out. Mr. Traffic, the bricks get a minute now. Ain't no hanging out, every day they spraying out. It's like a jungle sometimes, it make me wonder how I survive. If you slide through the jungle, kick your shit and drive. Ain't no kidding, only mission is to stay alive. Lions, tigers, bears, but they rumble. Know some Muslim monkeys, that's gorillas, but they humble. Niggas in the jungle trying to show you what they gun do. Grown men ass backwards doing what they son do. Niggas smoking gumbo in the jungle, trying to see how many bitches they can run through. He trying to come through and kick it, it ain't kung fu. That means he trying to lick it before he stick it in. He better strap up before he hit it, cause the trifling chicken leave his dick leaking in the jungle. Lot of blacks, lot of Ricans in the jungle. Drug deals, gangster meetings in the jungle. We from the jungle, so we handle it best. We EA ski and SS from the west. Try to run down on me, I'ma reach for the belt. You getting wet, my track record speak for itself. Yeah, it's like the jungle sometimes. It make me wonder how I kidnap baby mothers. And I hit her with the rubber, now I got her on my dick. Then I hit her little brothers with the bundles, got them bumping. I'm a bad motherfucker out.
Sound off, what's up with my brother? Love you, bro. I'ma hit you up. I'ma hit you up in a sec, bro. I'ma hit you up in a sec, son. Big shout out to my